These are water-loving people. And here's the funny thing. There's a retention pond, there's a swimming pool, and here's an Aquascape ecosystem water feature. Waterfall over here, waterfall over here. Hey, somebody's calling you.
I know, it's my husband.
Hang up, hang up. You actually did. You said you feed the fish once every 2 weeks or so, but look at how healthy those fish are. I mean, that is an ecosystem.
I had 30 people here Saturday. 15 of them were kids, and I thought I was going to lose several of them. And then I had a lady said, gosh, this is just a kid paradise. And I said, well, or a nightmare.
Depends.
You know,
Paradise.
it depends on...
Nightmare. Sammy.
Yeah.
One smart fellow, he felt smart.
One smart fellow, he felt smart.
Two smart fellows, they felt smart.
Two smart fellows, they smelt smart.
On camera for the vlog universe to see. So, Roy, where are we at? We're in Buckner, Missouri?
Buckner, Missouri. Yeah, suburb of Kansas City.
Okay.
Getting ready to come see Mike and Linda Brown. Pond we built about 5 years ago.
Rebuilt, yep.
Rebuilt.
And this is Roy Dillon, KC Landscapes. I'm Greg Wittstock, the pond guy. There's Caleb. Nice shirt, Caleb. I go around for this vlog channel and feature how people are living the Aquascape lifestyle. And it never gets old when I turn the corner and I get to see an Aquascape water feature for the first time. Everyone's unique, work of art, one-of-a-kind custom creation, and it's right over there. And look at this beautiful pond, lots of nice plants, some blooming pickerels in there, biofalls up here, dual waterfalls, I like it. Waterfall over here. Waterfall over here. I guess you're just surrounded by water. I see some little goldfish down there. Some beautiful koi. There's your Aquascape skimmer right here. So all of the debris just goes into there, including a couple of floating plants. Sometimes you have to lock those down. But look at how natural this looks out here. And here's the funny thing. There's a retention pond, there's a swimming pool, and here's an Aquascape ecosystem water feature. These are water-loving people. People say all the time, if you live on a lake or an ocean or a river, why would you have a water feature? Because you don't get to hand feed your fish and have blooming water lilies and that sound if you live on water, because that makes no sound over there, as beautiful as it is. I think that's a gorgeous waterfalls. Hello! I love the energy already. This is good. How you doing? I'm Greg the Pond Guy, yes.
Hi, Greg the Pond Guy. I'm Linda.
Hi, Linda.
The try-to-be pond girl.
I don't think that you just try. I think that you're doing a good job. Hey, somebody's calling you.
I know, it's my husband.
Hang up, hang up. You actually did. So Linda, this was a rebuild, so you had a pond before, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The first one we did was probably 30 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
And it was about 4 feet deep and maybe 4 feet wide.
Okay.
Small. It was right in here.
Sure, it always starts small.
And then we had some people come out that told me, we can fix that for you. And I said, what do you mean? And they said, well, it needs to be deeper and bigger.
It was 4 feet deep?
Uh-huh.
Okay, interesting. Isn't it fun to hear these things? Okay, I'm listening.
And so they said they do ponds all the time and they'd like to do this one. He worked for my husband's construction company.
Okay.
So they dug a pond.
Uh-oh, so your husband was his boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing worked. So
not good when you're trying to fix the boss's pond.
yeah, we let it sit for a couple of years and then we tried to dig it out ourselves and that didn't work. And then young man
Whoa.
came out and said, I can fix that for you. Anyway, long story short, I ended up finding him.
And?
He's been my lifesaver.
And that's what a certified Aquascape Condor is all about. Ponds done right.
Customer served right.
And you're a customer served right, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you enjoy this? 'Cause it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, we love it. We absolutely love it. And at night we've got lights all around and so,
Yep.
yeah, it's
Well, you're water-loving people. I see there's a retention pond, there's a swimming pool, beautiful pond.
and I'm learning how to keep the, what do we call it?
String algae.
String algae.
Uh-huh.
I'm learning how to keep that down and we're doing so much better with those.
So you put more plants in, Roy. What about an ion gen?
We got one.
We have one.
So that takes care of it.
Yep. Well, we had a KH issue, so we've adjusted it with salt and that a little bit.
So once the salt, well, I can tell you one thing: the water looks spectacular. The water feature looks spectacular, and it's very enjoyable, isn't it? What do people say that come to your house for the first time?
I had 30 people here Saturday. 15 of them were kids, and I thought I was going to lose several of them.
Water's a magnet, isn't
It's
it?
a magnet.
They're looking for the frogs and the fish.
They're looking for everything. And then I had a lady said, gosh, this is just a kid paradise. And I said, well, or a nightmare.
Depends.
You know,
Paradise.
it depends on
Nightmare. I gotta tell you, I love this room. I mean, that view from up there's got to be spectacular. You can look down and see the fish.
Yeah.
The view from inside the house is so important because so many people think you got to put a water feature in the back corner, but this is exactly where you want it, where there's a hardscape, a living area, where there's visible from inside the house. It's a perfect location. This is the view from inside. Look at how gorgeous this is. And that's exactly how it should be. You should be able to see the water feature from inside the house. You can look right down and see what's going on every single day with the fish and the plants and the wildlife that comes. Gorgeous view from up here. So what was involved? When you came here, what did you end up doing, Roy?
Basically, they kind of had a little bit of a pond dug, but we reshaped it. There was a few rocks in. We reused some of the rocks, added additional rocks. We did add the bog,
Yep, the wetland up there.
the wetland filter. And the other thing was I did come over here and we added the second waterfall just for added sound, added filtration. Plus you can see with the skimmer here by the tree,
Eliminate a dead zone.
eliminate the dead zone. So, and plus if there was ever anything in the wintertime, they can leave the smaller waterfall running, keep the air hole open for the fish, you know, in case anything, the ball will get riced up, but I think it has yet. A few weeks ago, just added a few additional plants, added a few koi, rescue koi. So that's one of the things I try to do is rehome any fish.
Yep, well, it's a big pond.
Yeah, it's a good sized pond. It can use them. So yeah.
Absolutely. So what would you say to somebody thinking about getting a water feature? Why you've lived with one for 30 years? Why get a water feature?
Well, like you said, for me personally, I am an outside girl. I love anything outside. If I can make this look like a fairyland, that's what I'm going to do. I would say know what you're doing before you start, or start very small like we did, and then make sure whoever wants to dig a hole in your backyard, you know who it is.
Hey, does that young man still work for your husband?
No.
Imagine that. Most water features, Roy, this is true, most water features we see are not built correctly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so many times that's what I get called on. A lot of my calls are just simply situations like this where somebody else had worked on it, installed it, wasn't working right, wasn't functioning right. They find me and say, hey, help us out. So we come in and aquascape it.
Amen. So here's the wetland filter up here. So the water will flow up through there, through the aqua blocks and the rocks and gravel and the plants, and it flows back in, and that's where the majority of your filtration comes from. The smaller biofalls over there would be fine if this pond was smaller, but when you get into a bigger water feature like this, you cannot beat a wetland filter. Look at the quality of that water. Hey, you guys, I caught a turtle. I caught a turtle. What do you think?
Wow.
You know what's interesting is you said you feed the fish once every 2 weeks or so, but look at how healthy those fish are. I mean, that is an ecosystem. It's always good though to feed the fish because it'll help them overcome diseases. And just like with people, the food is important. What they eat is important. And so many times I see people using low quality fish food. And the reality is you want to feed your fish healthy food, high protein food. The better food they eat, the better condition they're going to be in. Chick-fil-A today, boys? All right. So this is the IonGen that they were talking about. So it's on 3. So when you have the IonGen in the water, it will eliminate string algae. And you can just see there's a little bit of mulm on, there's a little bit of like moss looking. That's natural. If you don't have that, your pond will not be clear because it'll be green. But this is a natural pond. It's got a lot of plants in it. It's a typical, what you would call a water garden. Frogs are jumping around. The fish are down there hanging amongst the plants. Just a beautiful thing to sit and enjoy. And what's frustrating to me is to hear so many customers that had their own water feature and they did it themselves, and then a professional could come in and redo it. And you know what? So many people think they can build water features, but they don't do it every day. If you're a certified aquascape counter, that's your business. You've been in this, you come to Pandemonium, you come to events, you learn how to build a water feature, how to properly maintain a water feature, and then you can actually do water features correctly. I want to use this channel to educate consumers on ponds done right, customers served right, and the joys of living an aquascape lifestyle. 30 years this woman has had a water feature, and only the last 5 an aquascape ecosystem pond that's beautiful, low maintenance, and enjoyable. This is what this channel is about. If you're interested in living the aquascape lifestyle yourself, check out a link below to find a professional that knows what he's doing, a certified aquascape contractor. I love my art. So Caleb, when is the last time you played a piano?
Yesterday.
All right, let's see. Whoa! Mom, all mom. vlog.
And his vlog.